WPA, prepare to have your ears tortured. It's From the Front Row with Johnathan T. Rokford.
If you could have saw your face. I mean, come on, Flip. You gotta go watch it. Oh, you're right. You can't see your face right now. But go watch the behind the scene one that you always take, you know, when you think I'm not looking. And look at your facial reaction when you saw Fat Thomas roll up. I mean, I did tell you he was ordering Fat Thomas. Oh, you thought I meant barbecue. Hell no. What? We're rolling. Oh. Hey, how you doing, folks? It's me, Johnathan T. Rokford here with a Tuesday edition of From the Front Row. And you might be saying to yourselves, Johnathan, where were you at? I woke up Monday and you weren't there. Here's the deal, folks. See, I knew the booker was making some matches for this week. And I know a lot of you aren't in tag team turmoil, which means there's some titles being defended. And I wanted to see just what the booker had up his sleeve, because I was hearing rumors. Oh, yeah. But we'll get to that, folks. So, last week, we ended the week with the badass Eddie Von Detti as your Game Changer champion after he defeated the Beast and JP DiMaggio in a triple threat match, and then went on to defeat the Emperor 2K Anomaly. Now this week, he has challenged James Altrage, and they are still enthralled in an entanglement. Yeah. Let that sink in. Yeah. Of course, as always, we don't talk about Bruno. And if you don't know what that means, folks, you'll find out sooner or later one day. Now, our first match, Cats and Corey versus Alex Garcia. And folks, match never happened. You know, Cats just took the referee's count out. Told the referee the bell. Figured why not just go ahead and pick up the win. We actually had two matches like that. One of them involving the Emperor. Of course, he was on the winning side of that. So they were invited down to the announcer's table and to help do commentary. What? Oh no, some kind of probiotic drink. Yeah, Yakult. What did you think I meant when I wrote that as a sponsor? Not officially, but pretty good stuff. It's like a shot of heaven. Just yoke. Now, once we actually got into matches where people cared enough to show up to the match, Mike Honcho took on the lunatic Aqua Regia and was able to defeat her in his, I guess you would say, his first official match. You know, it's pretty good. Huh? I don't know what's going on with her. Nobody knows what's going on with the lunatic. Nobody. Only the lunatic. Say what you want. Now, next match was a match we were kind of interested in. It was kind of cool. It was Starling J versus Alexa Leslie, folks. I guess you could say it was trying to determine who was the baddest bitch here in WPA. And as if no surprise, the First Lady was able to defeat the standard Starling J. I mean, come on, she's top 10 in WPA. I mean, she just, I mean, come on. Yes, I think we might get the Desdemona version of Starling J soon. Yeah, we know. It is what it is. Or we might not. We might get the Queen version of Starling J. I don't know. She can't be evil. She gets too guilty. She starts having feelings of guilt. Now, in our next match, it was Crusher LB versus Casper 2779, and then went to a time limit. Speaking of time, remember that time Fat Thomas showed up here and, and you had a fit. Yeah, I know it was just last week, but it was funny. It's still funny. But yeah, Casper and he went to a time limit draw. You know, I wish I could draw your face how it looked that day, because it'd be a Picasso. Now, next match was Nurkahandi taking on Wolf Knight, and he put Wolf Knight down like bad. It was really bad. Hey, Nurkahandi is a former champ, former world champ. I mean, you gotta figure anybody that could beat Jermaine Walker should dominate a lesser opponent. I mean, he knows what it takes to reach the top. Maybe not stay there long, but get there. Now, our last singles match that only met your standings, your place in the rankings, was the Idol Steve Sampson versus the Ronin Shona Campbell. And you know, say what you will, like I said, she's up and down right now. But like I said, give her time. She hits one of those streaks, you know, over. But she did lose to the Idol. It sucks. It really does suck. And you know what else sucks? The straws. Yeah, the ones when straws. If you find it when you go to Fat Thomas Barbecue, and drink your soda, they have very good suction. You really are traumatized, aren't you? Look, you're really mad, aren't you? Oh, you're mad, aren't you? Come on, Flip. It's all in good fun. Could have been worse. Could have been worse. I could have had somebody else show up. Could have had like I don't know, like the Master or the Messiah show up. Yeah. Then our show would have been canceled. Yeah. Never see it again. I don't know. Something about them too. You just lose the motivation to film. Now, number one contender match to decide who will go on to face the triple threat champion. And in match one, it was Brasso taking on El Presidente versus the Commish. And Brasso was able to pin the Commish. That was a good welcome to number one contender's world. Brasso did dominate that match, though. It was like those two. And that sucked. The new guys got a taste of the brass. Hole. Yeah. Now, in match two, it was Brasso's Killer Goon brother, Money MF and Mike versus Lady Assassin versus Polish Power. And Polish Power was destined and determined that what happened in match one was not going to happen in his match and picked up the win pinning Lady Assassin. So those two will be moving on to the Triple Threat Championship, folks, which was defended last week. And we had a winner. Now, in a very interesting bit of a number one contender match, it was number one ranked David the Beast Smith facing number 6 ranked sponsored athlete Jalen Masters. Now, some people said, I should have just given the match. It's weird because as good as the Beast is, and yeah, I guess it would have been a justification, there will always be that one person, not Jalen Masters. I got what he was saying. It's going to be that one person that thinks that members of Sinister are in good with the admin. And so they just get handed a title opportunity. Now, granted, keep in mind, someone was just handed a title opportunity out of the blue, Matt Blakely. Of course, he didn't win. And there needs to be a number one contender, and they need to earn it. So, I don't know if it was a test for Jalen Masters, or if it was a test for the Beast, to show that they deserve to actually be there. Just because you're ranked doesn't mean anything. You know, the standings, they change consistently. You get like these guys right now in tag team turmoil, they're not wrestling single matches. If everybody above them starts losing, they're gonna move up. Just based on where they're at right now. So, how do you make the Beast prove he deserves a title shot? Or how do you make Jalen Masters prove? Just go off their ranking? Fuck no, you make him go against the best. And that's what happened. And the Beast proved why he should be number one. He proved why he deserved that title shot for that world title. By beating the sponsored athlete, Jalen Masters. Which, if you've heard me say, is not easy to do. Folks, he's one of the toughest SOBs in WPA. Like that pause? Pretty good, huh? Yeah. Pause for a second. Now, those were all the number one contender matches we had because we only needed a couple of number one contenders for this week. Other matches were already decided that the number one contenders have just been waiting, like the TV number one contenders. And it's going to get to the point I almost don't remember who it is. Thank God I have it written down. But they're patiently waiting. Because, tag team turmoil. They want to get this out of the way. So we get back to business. Business is about to be booming. Now, in the WPA Tag Team Championships, it was capped in Mexico. Yeah, I know. I don't know why he didn't say that. I mean, it's not that hard. In Mexico. Mexico. Yeah, I don't know. And like an Umbras, the tag team champs taking on limited edition Luscious Lucius and Money. After Luscious Lucius and Money, mostly Luscious Lucius, sent the message to the admin, to the powers that be, not demanding, which was kind of surprising, but inquiring if him and Money were still entitled to a rematch because of their previous title reign. And the admin agreed. They agreed. They saw the merit. They agreed. And they were awarded a rematch, which technically it wasn't a rematch because they didn't face the people that beat them. But hey, they got the shot at the title. And they made good use of that shot by defeating Captain Mexico and Like an Umbras to become once again your WPA Tag Team Champions. Now, of course, some teams that had the title in between that time seem to be crying for rematches. Like, no, that's not how it works, folks. All right. I'm not going to go through the explanation. I believe it's been gone through a couple times. No, I'm not going to say that. Actually, no, I am. It's been gone through about as many times as Fat Thomas goes through the buffet line. At Fat Thomas Barbecue. Now, our next title match was the WPA Triple Threat title on the line. And due to a double pin and our referees just wanting to get the hell out of there, and if your name's not Tiana Trump, and you're laying on your back, and that's not who you are, they're going to count to 3 and get the fuck out of Dodge. Meaning that we had a double pin the prior week, and those 2 individuals were placed in triple threat title match again, which is not a big deal, except there was 2 other guys that won their number 1 contender matches. Thus, there was a fatal 4-way to decide who would be the triple threat champion. New. There was a guaranteed to be a new triple threat champion. And it was Fat Thomas versus Red Death versus Hakeo Jason Shepard versus the pinnacle of humanity. That is a long name. We call him POH. Yeah, versus POH. And Red Death was able to pick up the win. Ironically, I'm going to say it. Yeah, I'm going to say it. By pitting Fat Thomas of Fat Thomas Barbecue. I mean, come on, Phil. It can't be no more ironic. I mean, the guy literally put himself in a position to get this match, and then is the one that's pinned. It's gotta suck. But hey, congratulations to Red Death. Now, his journey towards the IC title will begin this week, as he will take on 2 new challengers, Brasshole and Polish Power. That's number 1. Usually, I don't know which one you think is the hardest. I think that me personally, it's the 3rd or the 4th is the hardest one. Because after you get to the first 2, yeah, you might get the two jabronis that really aren't that good. But I'll tell you, the 3rd or 4th one, competition is a little bit harder. Oh, just ask Sean Puff. He got to 2, lost it at 3. Or wait, he didn't even get to 3. He lost it at 2. JP DiMaggio was the one that got to 3. Yes, that was the one I was waiting on. I thought he was going to make 4, but he didn't. It is what it is, though. Now, in a surprising move, the Intercontinental Champion was in action, which that's not the surprising part. It's that he just was handed an opponent out of the blue. Well, no, actually, I think his match was just made a title match. I don't know. Either way, it was Big Mel versus the South Bronx Savage, and South Bronx Savage won, defeating Big Mel. I mean, I was in shock, folks. You don't see Big Mel lose a title that quick. I mean, this is Mr. Grand Slam here. He don't just lose like that. No, folks. It doesn't happen like that. So, yeah, needless to say, it was very surprising. Hey, cut that noise out back there. What are you doing? The security out there? Now, tag team turmoil. Folks, we're getting to the end. Pretty soon there will be a champion team crowned for tag team turmoil, and they will punch their tickets to world title shots. Not at the same time. I don't know. Then again, you never know. I doubt it, though. You know, Johnny Rocco really doesn't like... or actually, whoever is the champion at that time. You never know. It could be the Beast. In which case, he probably would do it, but I know Johnny Rocco won't do it. No, he doesn't like triple threat matches. Even though he was a triple threat champion, but I think he just did that just for the hell of it. He was bored. But it was Mac Blakely and the Messiah taking on Johnny Rocco and Dirty Dre. And I don't know, that team of Johnny Rocco and Dirty Dre, they've been living on teetering on the edge of loss. And then something just happens and they pick up a win when Dirty Dre pinned the Messiah. So they'll be moving on. They've made the Final Four. Yeah, and the next match, it was JP DiMaggio and Bobby Blaze taking on the Master Sean Puff and Badass Eddie Vendetti. And Sean Puff pinned Bobby Blaze, which sent Melvin into a frenzy. Yeah. Like, sort of like, he had a look on his face when Bobby Blaze got pinned. And oh my God. I mean, the only thing worse than I could ever think of that is your face when Fat Thomas Barbecue sat down. I'm glad we got that episode on tape. You could tell you were very bothered by that. Yeah, I know he took your nachos, but we'll get you some more, okay? Now, in our next match, it was the Blueprint, Jackson Aries and Shepard Bain taking on Martel the Carpenter and the Darkstalker, the surprise duo. And Martel pinned Shepard Bain. That's the I don't know if that's the more surprising thing or the fact that they're actually teaming up and haven't tried to kill each other yet. Now, in our last match for Tag Team Turmoil for the Elite 8, it was James Altrez and Jermaine Walker taking on Quanny Fist and the Street Fight King. And after a valiant battle, Jermaine Walker was able to pin Quanny Fist and help his team move on to the Final Four. Meaning, this week, folks, it's James Altrez and Jermaine Walker versus Johnny Rocco and Dirty Dre. And if you've paid attention to WPA, you know that 101 is not the only time Jermaine Walker faces Johnny Rocco. They have been on opposite sides of the ring in tag team matches, which I could be wrong, but I doubt it. I have it written down. Johnny Rocco does pretty good in a tag team match against Jermaine Walker. I don't know if it's because his partner's that good, or Jermaine Walker's partner just sucks that bad, or maybe Johnny Rocco was just able to find some way to defeat Jermaine Walker during that time. I mean, I gotta look it up, folks, but I don't really recall. I'm pretty sure it's happened. So we'll say it has happened. We'll just say Johnny Rocco's record against Jermaine Walker in a tag team match is pretty okay. We'll leave it at okay. We'll leave it at okay, right? That's a fair assessment. Like, his singles match is okay against Jermaine Walker. It's okay. That's a fair assessment. Now, Martel the Carpenter and the Darkstar will be taking on the Master Sean Puff and Badass Eddie Vendetti. And I swear, if that match goes the way most people are hoping, that would be the upset of the tournament. What? Why wouldn't Johnny Rocco versus Jermaine Walker? That's not gonna be an upset. If Johnny Rocco and Draven win, that won't be an upset. They're pretty evenly matched. I don't see it. That match, it could go either way. It can go either way, and there will be no animosity. I mean, really. But if Martel the Carpenter and the Darkstalker beat the Master Sean Puff and Badass Eddie Vendetti, he won't hear the end of that. No. Now, the United States Championship is on the line, folks. And I have it on good authority. The Booker was looking for a match, or opponent rather, for the notorious JP DiMaggio that would put asses in a seat. He was looking for a big money match, and he had already had Jalen Masters and the Beast, and that was a big money match there. So he couldn't put Jalen Masters there. So he sat and figured, and he looked down the top 10, and he noticed something. I don't know what, but it put the most evil smile on his face. And he decided to have JP DiMaggio defend his U.S. championship against the First Lady, Alexa Leslie. Now, me personally, I don't think there's anything brewing in between the two. I mean, little misunderstanding that could probably be fixed with a sit down. And honestly, me personally, two highly competitive people. I don't see a problem with them in the match. But the two of them, oh boy, they were not happy at all. But we'll see what happens, folks. Hey, remember that time that she just like obliterated him in the game changer match? Like, just literally took his balls and went home? Yeah. You think that's what he's worried about? No, I don't think. I honestly, I think that match will be pretty good. They're gonna fight hard, and at the end, they'll either shake hands or wait till they calm down, let the adrenaline wear off, and then shake hands afterwards. We'll see. I don't see any funny business happening in there. But person with the mask on, I don't know. We'll see. I said we'll see, Flip. Now, in a triple threat match for the triple threat championship, it'll be Red Death versus Brasshole versus Polish Power. Trios championship is on the line as our champions Wolf Knight, Street Fight King, and Shepherd Bane take on the Idol Steve Sampson, Quanty Fish, and Crusher LB. I swear, Quanty Fish is about to be like a trios master. He keeps fighting. It's like he's trying to find the right team. And keep in mind, Quanty Fish has won championships. Don't get it twisted, folks. The guy is not. He's not just a bargain basement guy. He has had titles. Number one contender match to decide who will be the go to face the WPA Intercontinental Champion. It'll be Captain Corey taking on Nergahante, which should be one banger of a match. And then the number one contender match to decide the next challenges for the Triple Threat Championship. Mike Honcho versus the Standard Starlin J versus Casper 2779 in match 1. And in match 2, it'll be the Ronin Shonen Campbell versus Lady Assassin versus Emperor 2K Liam. That is a crazy field of matches, folks. And I only see maybe, I don't know. Actually, it's a pretty good midfield. The Booker, I'm pretty sure the asshole Booker didn't make that one. Actually, yeah. Pretty good matchups there. Now, Bobby Blaze will be taking on the Blueprint Jackson Aries. El Presidente will be taking on South Bronx Savage. Luscious Lucius will be taking on Captain Mexico after a war of words sprung out after defeating him for his tag team title match. Yeah. Oh, they were going back and forth. Now when I know the Booker made. That just looks like a petty ass match. Mac Blakely will be taking on Machete Ramos. Big Mel taking on Money. That's a banger right there. That's another banger match. That should be a good match. And David the Beast Smith taking on Lycon Umbris. Another banger. Wow, there's some bangers in these matches here. The sponsored athlete Jayla Masters will take on newcomer The Commish Money MF and Mike will take on Chaos. If they show up, the Super Champion King will take on Alex Garcia. And rounding out the matches, it will be the Lunatic Aqua Regia taking on Pat Thomas. A Fat Thomas Barbecue. Oh, there is one more match. Oh, darn. I should have saved that one for last for you, Flip. Don't worry, I'll say it again for you. The last match will be Pinnacle of Humanity Adrian Christopher taking on Hakeo Jason Shepard. So, he didn't like the way he said Hakeo. Hakeo. Huh? You wanted him with the more sneezy one, like Melvin does? Like, Hakeo. He just did so many things to irritate you. Oh, come on, Flip. It wasn't that bad. But anyway, folks, Final Four, Tag Team Turmoil. The ultimate in a domestic dispute in a U.S. Championship match. Three-way dance for the Triple Threat Championship. What? No, I wasn't going to say orgy for the Trios Championship. You're nasty. And a big battle for the Trios Championships. Number one contenders looking to be crowned. And some people just trying to move up the rankings. See what happens when we wait. The film flip. We can actually read off the matches. Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should start waiting till after the matches have been posted. And then show. Hey, let's go talk about that. Yeah, my treat. Yeah, we'll go to Fat Thomas Barbecue. That's all I have, folks. Remember, folks, lucky loved ones not gonna always be there. Tell them you love them. Don't drink and drive, folks. And pick up the phone and call that friend that might need to hear your voice. Just need you to listen. I'm Johnathan T. Rokford, folks. Stay tuned. I know this show was long, but we still got 5 or 6 more minutes, depending on how long Philip sits there and listens to his music play. Peace. What? 5 minutes yeah. Oh, the 5 minutes he sits there and listens to his music play, then like what, the 2-3 minutes you don't freaking remember to turn the camera off while I'm talking to you. What do you mean what happened to the other one? You mean, why did we have to film this again? That's your fault for not saving it the first time. Well, you know, it's like nobody even paid attention. They probably didn't even notice the show wasn't going on. Yeah. Well, I know. JP DeBagio, first with Good day, WPA. Once again, I'm here, and you should feel honored and privileged to hear my voice come across your screen as I divulge to you my pick of the week. And a turn that surprised everyone. The Intercontinental title was on the line as Big Mel defended against South Bronx Savage. And South Bronx Savage, to his credit, picked up the win to become the Intercontinental Champion that is to be commended. When the match goes from meaning nothing to actually having meaning, and you step up and get the results. Now, we all know the South Bronx Savage has had other titles here in WPA, but I don't recall a title as significant as the Intercontinental Championship being around his waist before. Thus, he is my selection for Pick of the Week. And that is no disservice to Big Mel, the former champion, as he has proven time and time again, he can get titles and he can defend them. Still, in my opinion, the greatest United States champion that WPA had. Yes, indeed. Grand Slam champion. Which is why South Bronx Savage's win is that more significant. We shall see if South Bronx can defend the title as well as he gained the title soon, as there is a #1 contender match to determine who his challenger shall be. But until then, folks, my pick next week will focus on the tag team turmoil teams still in the tournament. And hopefully Johnathan doesn't talk as long as he did this time. So until next time, I bid you good day. I said good day.